starting with the last topic, that is magnetic field of a toroid. Now what is toroid? Toroid is same as solenoid, but just the difference over here is the conductor, both the ends of the conductor is joined together and a tube, hollow tube is formed. You all must have visited resorts. There you all might have seen that donut shaped tubes, that donut shaped tube, and on that tube, if we wound the wire, same like as on solenoid we have wound the wire. Similarly, on that tube or on the donut shape conductor, if we wound the wire, then whatever is obtained is my toroid. Okay, for solenoid it is a conductor, straight conductor, and for toroid the conductor is in the shape of a donut. You can say a donut or a tube, which we see in resorts, that round tube, and it is hollow from inside, right? So a toroid, in that toroid the conductor is also hollow from inside and a wire is wound on it. How the wire is wound? The as similar to the format as we have seen in solenoid. You see how the wire is wound. Similarly in toroid, which is a tube shape, on that the wire is wound, and whatever is obtained by wounding by winding the wires, that is known as toroid. So here I have tried to draw the toroid. Now if you see the axis of the toroid, that is marked with this or drawn with this with blue, not blue, black dashed lines. This is the central axis of the toroid. So I want to find out the magnetic field at this central axis of the toroid. Okay, what will be the magnetic field along the central axis of the toroid? I is the current entering the toroid. I is the total current flowing through the toroid, and small I is the current flowing through each turn. I current, I current, I current, I current. Okay. So what is total I? What will be my total current? Total current will be number of turns into small current. That is this. Total current along the toroid, flowing through the toroid, will be the number of turns into the current in the coil, in each coil of the toroid, or in each turn of the coil. See, small I, small I, small I. So the number of turns into the small I will give me the total current. Now, what about the magnet? If there is magnetic field inside the toroid, which is hollow from inside, so what about the magnetic lines of force? Magnetic lines of force will be concentric. Inside the toroid, if you see this shown with blue sketch pen, this round, this is my, see, I'll show it to you. See this one, this concentric circle, this circle, and this circle. This all circles and also my axis of the toroid, all this are my magnetic lines. This is how the magnetic lines will be formed inside the toroid, and this all will be concentric circles. Concentric circles means the center remains same for all the circles. Okay, this is how my magnetic lines of force will be formed inside the toroid. Now for finding the magnetic field at the central axis of the toroid, I will draw an Amperian loop along the central axis of the toroid. What I will say, let's this central axis be considered as a loop, and that loop is nothing but my Amperian loop. So I have removed all these magnetic lines from my tube or from my toroid. I have just shown this central axis, that is nothing but my Amperian loop. Because if I have drawn Amperian loop, means I'll use the formula of Ampere's law. So let's use the formula by Ampere's law. This is Ampere's law ka formula. Now this is in dot product format. I want it in magnitude format. It will be your cos theta. Okay, now what will be the angle between my magnetic field and my length element? If this is my Amperian loop, which is on the central axis of the toroid, this one. If this is my Amperian loop, if I consider a small length element on this Amperian loop, so what will be the direction of the magnetic field? At this point, the direction of the magnetic field will be tangent, will be tangent to this point. If I want to find magnetic field at this point, my magnetic field will be tangent to this point. So this is the direction of my magnetic field. And what you will say about the direction of my length element? Of course, my length element will also be in this direction because my current is flowing in anti-clockwise direction. So the direction of B and DL is same. There is no angle between them. So theta is 0, cos 0 is 1. So here cos theta vanishes. Now B is uniform inside the toroid. No, here not B is uniform. Yes, of course B is uniform on this Amperian loop. Why B is uniform on this Amperian loop? Because the distance from the center to the Amperian loop at this point is capital R. If I see at this point, again the distance will be same, that is capital R. The radius for this whole loop remains the same. So over the whole loop, the magnetic field remains the same. Over that loop, the magnetic field remains same. So B is removed outside. Now integral, close integral over dl. Now close integral over this loop, we are just discussing about this loop, Amperian loop. So what is the integral over this loop? If you join all the small length elements on this loop, what you will get? Circumference. So it is 2 pi and the radius is capital R. So this integration is 2 pi capital R, and right hand side is mu naught I according to Ampere's law. What is I? I have explained here. N into I have substituted that over here. Now here we have LHS and RHS. Now what will be my B? Magnetic field. B will be mu naught Ni upon 2 pi R. I'll take this 2 pi R in the denominator and I'll get the magnetic field along the central axis of the toroid. Along this central axis, इस central axis पे magnetic field जो भी है वो हमको मिल जाएगी. That is given by the formula B is equal to mu naught Ni upon 2 pi capital R. Now what can I say from this? B is inversely proportional to R. B is inversely proportional to R means if I change R, B is going to change. Now if I consider this loop, the one marked with red sketch pen, if I consider this loop, what will be my magnetic field on this loop? So I will have to find out the distance from the center. So its distance from the center is small r. So here it will be small r. At place of capital R, it will be small r. So as this distance changes, my magnetic field changes. So what can I say for toroid? B is not constant over the cross section of the toroid. If you see over the cross section, if you are on this loop, B is another. If you are making loop over here, again B is something else. If you are making loop over here, the distance from the center changes, magnetic field is different. Now what is cross section? This toroid is cut from, like a donut is sliced horizontally. So half upper part you remove like this and whatever remain will look like this. What this dot shows, that my wire is going Okay, my wire is coming out of the paper or out of that tube, and this shows the wire, conducting wire is going inside the tube, and like this the wire is wound around the tube. Okay, now talking about the direction of the magnetic field, I have shown you all. Also, you all can say this statement is there in your textbook. So once I have explained, the direction of the magnetic field at any particular point on the circular path can be obtained by drawing tangent to that point. You can obtain the direction of the magnetic field. Now another thing is also, you can also say this, the direction of the magnetic field can be dictated, can be orally said by the direction of the current I in the coil around the toroid. If you see the direction of the current in this coil, that is I, so you can say the direction of the field at this point. Okay, if you find out the direction of current in this coil, then you can find out the direction of the magnetic field over here. Okay, so this was all about our toroid, and here our chapter ends.